Hello there and welcome to my channel. So at the end of today, when I post this video, there is going to be the maintenance for patch 5.1, and then when the servers come up for patch 5.1, we're going to finally have access to all of the new housing districts. So a lot of people have been wondering, okay, you made all of these great large videos, Cole, can you just give us a summary of the best houses? And yes, that's what this is. And so I'm not going to get into the nitty-gritty details. If you want another one, just go to that residential districts video and then find the house for that, and then I'll break it down in depth. So in this video, we're going to go over the 5 best large plots in the entire game, and then we're going to go over the 7 best medium plots, because I was going to reduce it down to 5, and then I'm just like, you know what? Some of these are really freicking good. And so without further ado, because I'm trying to get this out as fast as I can for the maintenance, let's get into it. Actually, one last thing is that I am going to actually go over these in order of like what is the best to the worst. But honestly, you're going to be happy with any of these. So we're starting off in Lavender Beds at plot 6, and this has a total score of 38. This house blows everything out of the water in terms of the environment. It has very close market board access, just jumping over the fence, and in terms of isolation, you just don't find this very often in this game. It is very easily the #1 large plot to recommend. Next up, also in the Lavender Beds, is plot 3 at a score of 36. This is also extremely isolated. It has a great environmental feel, and it has very good market board access. Again, you're going to be very happy for this house, and this is going to be a very competitive house to get. Now jumping into the Mists with plot 5, it has a total score of 36 as well. And I was going to give this in my last video actually a little bit lower of a score, but I went back, I looked at the environment and all of the details, and you know what, I bumped that up to 36 because you know what, this is just really obscenely pretty, and when you get the dusks and the dawns, it is peerless. You're going to be really happy with this plot. Next up, we're going to go to Shirogane, and then we're going to go to plot 30. This one has a whopping score of 35. You just cannot beat that ocean view, you cannot beat the huge amount of amenities, you can't beat the hot springs around it, the market board access, and the relative isolation. For Shirogane, it's pretty isolated. Compared to the other isolated plots, less so, but it's still really good for that housing area. So you're going to be really happy with this one. And now finally we are jumping back to Lavender Beds, and yes, all 3 larges in Lavender Beds are superb. And at plot 28, coming at a whopping score of 33, I can guarantee you that you are going to be happy with this. The environmental details are top notch and feels distinct. The market board access is fantastic, and the isolation is just so good. Any of these houses, you're going to be so freaking happy. And now we're jumping right into the mediums with a extremely heavy-hitting total score of 45 is plot 11 in Lavender Beds. This view is peerless. It is peerless. You are right on the water, and you will be so happy if you get this plot. This is the medium to get. And then we're following up strong to this one with plot 16. Very similar kind of view to it, but you know what, it is a little bit lower in isolation because it does have that house nearby it, but you know what, stunning. If you get this one, you will be so happy. Now we have yet another one for the Lavender Beds. Surprise, surprise. Plot number 1 at a whopping score of a 27. This one has a beautiful environment, it has a market board access, and it has good isolation round to boot. You're going to be really happy if you can call this home. Now we're jumping right into the Mists, and we are looking at plot 6, and the environment is on point. The isolation is on point, and the market board is very close to you. You will be super duper happy with this one for sure. And now, last but not least, we are looking at Shirogane for the next 3 houses out of the 7 mediums. So starting with plot 8, we're looking at a total score of 26, and this is actually tied with plot 28 at a total score of 26, but we're still looking at plot 8 right now. It has great environment to it, it is close to market board. For Shirogane district, it is also pretty isolated. You cannot beat the access to the hot springs and the amenities around it. It is superb. Then looking at plot 28, you have a similar deal. You have a great environment with great amenities around it. You have a good ocean view around yourself, and honestly, it is fantastic plot. For Shirogane, really good isolation. And then we're looking at our final medium with plot 1 at Shirogane, and honestly, the environment is stunning, the detail is stunning. You have this access to this RP Thieves Guild beside it, and honestly, if you get this one, you will still be super duper happy. And so that concludes this video on it, and I hope that this helps a lot of people decide what house they're going after for tonight. And for the record, no, the Goblet did not make the cut. I looked at the houses and I'm like, No, not compared to the others.
Her look may be similar to mine, but honey, there's a big difference. Mine is couture and hers is just hot glue.
Sorry. Goblet is, well, it's the Goblet. That's just how it is, sorry. But yeah, if you're looking at a house, I'd recommend any of these. If you get any of these plots, you will be so happy. I am so confident on that. Shout out to plot 27 in Lavender Beds, which is my FC house.